Hello, wonderful students. How are you doing? Hope you are doing great and you are staying safe. And you are a good ambassador of our great day school. Today, we'll be looking at online excursion and seminar on electioneering. So far, so good. You have been taught about election, the responsibilities of voters, the causes, the election malpractices, the causes of election malpractices, ways of preventing election malpractices, the consequences of election malpractices, solutions to election malpractices. And you are supposed to be taken physically to the INEC office, which is the body that conducts election in our own dear country. But with the pandemic on ground and the social distancing, most especially that the school is not resuming at the moment, we are going to do something like online excursion and seminar on electioneering. This is just to brush up what you have been taught so that you can see and have an idea, better idea of what you have been taught. A quick reminder, an election is when you select a representative to the position of authority, most especially public office, such as the office of the president, the office of the vice president, the office of the governor, the deputy governor, and so on and so forth. Even the legislators, they are being elected into power, representing various wards and constituencies. Now, the body that conducts the election is called INEC at the national level, which is Independent National Electoral Commission. And this is the INEC building. An example of the INEC building. That's part of the excursion that we're going to take today. The major building in the Capital Territory. Then we are having some INEC officials who carry out the conduct of election itself. What are the things that the INEC officials is expected to do? They are expected to be well trained. They are expected to know the process and the procedure of election, what to do before, during, and after election. What we are saying here is that the INEC officials, they are the one that will register the voters. They must have been trained on that. They are the one that will compile the registration and generate registration card. Not only that, they put together all the election materials and they educate the voters even on the election day so that they will not have so many invalid ballot papers. And they have the election procedures that they must follow, which we will still talk as we go on in this excursion teaching. The next picture is telling us about the election materials. What we can see there, we can see the cartons that comprises of the ballot papers, the ballot boxes, and so on and so forth. The election materials. It is expected of the electoral body to make those election materials available. And these ballot boxes will be arranged according to the election to be carried out. And not only that, the election materials will be sorted out, counted to different constituencies, to different areas, whereby they will kind of share it to different wards, so that there will be no excuse for any electoral malpractices. And the election material, they are very key, so that it should not delay election during the election time. We have what is called voters registration form, which the officials will give to the voter to fill, so that they can get their details, such as their first name, their surname, their date of birth, the ward or the constituencies that they are registering, and so on and so forth. Even I think the ballots, the the word at which they are registering is also important to be noted. Then we have what is called candidates registration form. You know, candidates are the ones that are to be voted in. They themselves, they have their own registration form where they are going to fill the posts they intend to go for, their age, to show whether they are citizens of the country, to show whether they are eligible or not, to show whether there have been criminal record or that there is no one. All the forms, all the questions are there for them to fill on the candidate registration form. And having given the form to the voters to register them, to fill, they get their details from it and generate what is called voters registration card. Don't forget, before you can be allowed to vote, you must be eligible to vote. And what makes you to be eligible to vote? You must be up to 18 or and above. If you are below 18, you're not eligible to vote. So all these are taken into cognizance in the course of the filling of the registration form, voters registration form. And from the form, they are going to generate voters registration card. Then there is the voters registration card is being generated from the voters registration form, and the voters registration form is used to generate list of the eligible voters, such as this man is checking for his own name at the ward he registered, and that's how they will list all the eligible registered citizens of the country. You check it in your home ward, and once you have seen your name, then you can go and collect your registration card. The next one is ballot box. It is in the ballot box that you will drop the ballot paper. When you are being given your ballot paper, you are not expected to take it home. You are expected to fill it, to do the normal thumb printing on your choice party and on your choice candidate, and you drop it in the ballot paper. Whatever they find, and you drop it in the ballot box. Whatever they find, any ballot paper they find in the ballot box is what is eligible, and that can be seen as valid as well. So ballot box during election is a very vital instrument that can never be toyed with. That's why you see some people during election, in order to cause chaos and fighting and unrest, they will carry the ballot box and run away with it. You know, it shows the importance of the ballot box. Before the election starts, there is what is called accreditation. Accreditation is to ensure that the person that registered is the actual person that is there to vote, that there is no impersonation of any sort. And now they are making it to be electronic accreditation. Before, it used to be the people, the voters will queue up, then the electoral official will check their cards to note that the person holding the card is of age that the card is reading, then the picture is there. But electronically, you have your thumbprint there, and once you thumbprint, it shows all the details about you in the electronic accreditation that they are doing. That is the example of that. And a specimen of ballot paper. A ballot paper comprises of all the parties, all the eligible registered parties, whereby their logo is being there. Whoever you choose, any candidate of your choice, you thumbprint in front of it, just as it is done here. Like, if you can recollect vividly, where I'm pointing to, this is an umbrella logo, and umbrella logo is for what party? Do you remember? PDP, People's Democratic Party. And you must ensure that your thumbprinting did not get to the other line. You must ensure that your thumbprinting did not get to the other line. It is only on that space given to that particular party. The next one is, you see people queuing up with their voters registration card, having done the accreditation. They have come to perform their civic rights as a patriotic citizen that is eligible, and they want to perform their civic right to vote. See them joyfully queuing up to vote. You can imagine women voting more than men. But in this kind of a situation, men are separate, women are separate, but they are kind of happy to perform their civic rights. Then the election is in process. All the ballot boxes have been well arranged. You can see the INEC officials, and the security being on alert. Then those that are called international watchdog, they are as well alert to ensure that they cover what is happening in the environment where the election is to take place. And the accreditation, when it is being done, the ballot paper will be given to them. We can quickly brief ourselves or remind ourselves on the procedure for voting. I told you that when you want to vote, you must first of all, before you can vote, you must first of all register. That is when the ballot registration form will be given to you. There is a period for registration as at that time. Having registered, they will generate card for you, and you go and pick your card when you have checked that your name comes out in the list of the eligible ones that can register. Then you will be accredited to ensure that you are the one that owns the card and nobody is impersonating you. Then, having done that, the INEC official will count those on the queue during the accreditation. Then they will announce the numbers, so that the number must tally with those that vote at the end of the day. And when that has been done, ballot paper will be given to you, and you'll be told to be mindful of where you're going to thumbprint. There should be no spillover to any other portal, but for the portal of the logo of your choice candidate and your choice party. And once that is done, the INEC officials will turn the ballot paper on a plain table to show transparency that no any other ballot paper is being added to it. Then they will count it transparently before every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And having done that, they will make announcements of the choice, the party that's won at that particular ward. Then it will be recorded, pasted on the ward, um, pasted on the ward, like where it can be pasted. And when that is done, it will be forwarded to the National Collation Center when the announcement of the party that's win in that ward has been made by the electoral officials. And those are the procedures for voting, how you can, what you will do in the course of voting. So we have quickly take ourselves round. Despite that we are not there physically, at least we can see for ourselves what will be told one way or the other if we have gone there physically. And we have come to the end of the lesson, of the excursion. A quick reminder of what we have been taught today. We talked about the excursion and seminar on electioneering. Then we can see the INEC building as an example. The INEC officials ready to do their work during election. Then the election materials, they are all there so that it can make election to go on smoothly, to avoid electoral malpractices. Quick reminder, malpractices is when you are interfering in the electoral processes. When you are interfering in it, either through rigging and through different awkward means, then that is electoral malpractices. Cause of electoral malpractices can be through poverty, ignorance. When you are not well educated, then you can sell your future for money. And the voters registration form, the voters will fill it to tell the details of the personal details of themselves in terms of their names, their surnames, their age, their height, their blood group, the ward that they are coming to register, and so on and so forth. And there is also candidate registration form. This is the candidates that the voters will vote for. They will give their own information about it. And the voters that's registered are the ones that will get the registration card. This is an example of the registration card that is being generated by INEC. And there will be mass lists of those that are eligible to vote. Then the ballot box is an important instrument that generates the results of election. Whatever ballot paper that is being found there is what will be counted, and that's what the decision will be based on. And we have the electronic accreditation as an example then, and we have specimen of ballot paper where all the logos of the parties are being stated, and you must thumbprint just on a particular choice, your choice of party and candidate. Then the citizens will line up on a queue with their registration card, having been accredited to do the election proper. And the electoral officials, they must be set to do their work. I hope you enjoyed the online excursion. By God's grace, that has brought us to the end of the term's work. Go over all your work from week 1 to this point and get prepared for your exams. I wish you best of luck in your exams. And I pray that at the end of the day, you will come out in flying colors. Please stay safe, be good ambassador of the school, and stay blessed. Have a wonderful day.